trying to figure out what my angle is. This hairdo is definitely not it, but who cares? My daughter is at her father's house, so I have a little bit of a break. We just got done celebrating Easter. I was out on a hike earlier, so I'm feeling very calm, cool, calm, collected, which I normally feel every day anyway. I'm like, I don't want to say, I'm not a completely different person when I go into the gym. I'm not. That's who I'm at the gym is who I am, but I'm definitely way more chill because there's just so many people, there's so many different energies there, and so I'm way more relaxed when I'm by myself or when I'm with a small group of friends, or one-on-one with you. I'm way more calm. So I like being in this state. This is my natural state. I love it, and it's everyone. To be honest with you, it's everybody's natural state. To be cool, calm, collected, and loving. So I'm going to try to stick to one topic at hand today. Hopefully it's a short video. I'll try to keep the videos between 10 to 20 minutes going forward. I know people have ADD and they don't necessarily, they're like, who's this chick? Why am I listening to her? Well, I mean, stay tuned and you'll figure it out for yourself. Listen to me, don't listen to me. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. The choice is yours. So I don't force anything. I'm not going to push for anything. I'm just going to continue to be who I am, be authentic, be real, and put myself out there and figure out what I'm going to do going forward with my own life and my own journey. So it's not just about you. It's about me as well. And that's how it's always going to be. So take what you can from the videos, and if you don't take anything, that's fine too. But most of the stuff that I talk about is stuff you already know anyway. I'm just giving you my perspective, or I'm just reinforcing those things that you already know within yourself to be true. And I'm having fun while I'm doing it. So it is what it is. Like, I'm doing this for me as well. So I will continue to do this, and I'll try to stick to one topic at hand, one topic at a time. As hard as that may be for me, I'm going to do my best. And so today, I guess I'll talk about, and something that I'm probably always going to talk about, is self-love and self-care. People are always searching. They're searching for something outside of themselves, and that's your number one mistake. You're making the mistake in doing that. And I know society builds us up. You know, we're brought here. We're put on this earth for a reason. Now, I know a lot of people don't understand this necessarily, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around different aspects of it. We're not going to be able to do that. Not entirely. There's no way that the mind can do that. But when it comes to life, living, experiencing the human experience and experiencing physical form on earth, we are brought here for a reason. We are brought here to come back to unconditional love, unconditional love, source, energy, God. We're brought here to raise the frequency of the earth. All this nonsense that you see going on and that has been going on for decades, it's not like everyone's like, oh, it's getting worse. Nah, this stuff's been going on forever. And people are just talking about it more. And now that the internet's out there and technology's there, we're seeing it more and more. This stuff has always been going on. Racism, inequality, the divide between men and women, the divide between different races and cultures, all of that stuff, religion, everything, disability, everything. There have always been issues, and it's more well known now. And I think the news does not only that, the news portrays a lot of the negative stuff as opposed to the good things. And so the government, obviously society, everything is run by the government. I want you guys to agree with me, disagree with me. It doesn't really matter. I know it's true. Stop listening to the fucking government. That's your first thing. Stop doing that. I'm not saying go out and break laws. I'm not saying to do any of that stuff. But you need to stop living your life by society's rules. when you figure out that you are a free spirit and that you are able to direct and control and create your own life, your own reality, when you figure that out for yourself, I mean, you're going to be like, oh, okay, now I get it. Now I'm free. I can really do whatever the hell I want to do. Yes, you can. So I'm going to make it a point I'm taking you on my journey, like I've said in previous videos. I'm making it a point to live the life and create the life that I've always wanted to live and have. And I'm going to show you how it's done. I'm just one person, so I don't have all the answers, but this is my perspective. And, I plan on leading by example, and I hope other people are able to follow in my footsteps. Not necessarily living the life that I'm living. That's for me. This is what I want to do when it comes to like fighting and being a great mom and a therapist. Or coach, whatever you want to call it. That's me. That's what I want to do. That's what I plan on doing with my life. You guys need to figure out what you want to do with yourselves. But when you get spiritual, you box out that ego, you get spiritual, and you come to realize that you are a free spirit and you really can do whatever the hell it is that you want to do in your life. That's where you're gonna find that inner peace, that freedom. You're gonna realize that. You're gonna be like, oh my God, I can't believe you're gonna be awakened. There's gonna be an awakening for you. I could talk about that too. I could get into more of the spiritual awakening, and I think maybe people go through. I'm gonna get back to the self-care stuff, of course. Self-love part, the self-love part. But people, I think throughout their lifetime, they do go through mini awakenings, and as you age, obviously you're little, you don't really know what's going on, and you have to experience childhood, and whether your childhood was good or bad, it doesn't really matter. I see the same scenarios play out regardless if you had a great childhood or if you had a horrible childhood. It doesn't matter. The journey is up to you, so you can take whatever road you want to take. I've known people who have had everything given to them and they turn out to be addicts or super promiscuous or whatever. They end up committing suicide. And I see people like me. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody. I'm not. People like me in my situation, they could go one or two ways. They can go in the path that their parents led, which was drug addiction and thievery, being a criminal, being promiscuous, whatever, or they can go down the other path, which is making a promise to themselves to never touch drugs in their life, or never touching the hard stuff, or, not being like their parents. So it doesn't really matter. It's all a journey. Everyone's different. Everyone grows up differently. Everybody has different experiences. Everybody experiences that. You could experience the same thing and experience it differently. So I was sexually abused, and I know there are a lot of people out there that were sexually abused. Some people might say that a man or a boy being sexually abused is worse than a girl being sexually abused. Who's to say that's true? Abuse is abuse, but I will say this: people experience it differently. So for a long time, even in my intimate relationships and stuff, I noticed it play out. The way it played out for me was I didn't want anyone touching me. I had a hard time with guys touching me for the longest time. And I had a hard time being truly intimate with people. So that was a big thing for me. And then I would drop my guard. But again, I would end up being with the wrong people. So it didn't matter anyway. But that's what I noticed, but I was able to overcome all of that stuff. I have been able to overcome all of that stuff. Whereas there's a lot of other people out there who hold on to it. They still haven't talked about it. Or, they end up committing suicide, or they get super depressed, or, they're completely shut off from everybody, or they're super promiscuous. You don't know how it's going to play out. So it's not like, it's everybody's different. That's the beauty of this world. However, again, I will always say this, it always comes down to energy. So you need to make it a point in your life. It doesn't matter what happened to you. I will always say this. It doesn't matter. I've had some shitty things done to me in my life. I've overcome some pretty fucking tragic things. And I did that by myself. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you've gone through. It doesn't matter what you've been through. It's about energy. So you need to figure out, as shitty as whatever those situations were, or even somebody getting slapped in the face by their parents, maybe their mom or dad did it one time to them when they were kids. One time, and the parents felt super bad about it afterwards. They could have done it one time. One time, not two, one. The parents apologized, they did whatever they could to make up for it, but that kid held on to that for most of their life, like their entire lives. They held on to that one slap, and it affected their entire lives. You just don't know what's going to happen. So I can sit here and be super aware and on top of stuff when it comes to raising my own daughter. I don't know what's going to happen to her. She's on her own journey. All I can do is guide her, and I hope to God that no matter what, at the end of the day, she knows that I am here for her 100%. No matter what, I will be there to help her and guide her. I'm not gonna rescue her. You can't rescue anybody, but I will be here to guide her. I will be a support person for her. She will always be able to rely on me, and I want her to know that. And she's going to know that. I think she knows that now already. So she's safe with me. And yeah, I might put out funny videos, or I give her a hard time here and there. What parent doesn't? You know, it happens. But again, I don't know what's going to happen. But I will do my best to guide her in the right direction. And again, she's on her own journey, so you just never know what's going to happen. But the more on top of myself I am, the more love I'm giving myself, the better example I am presenting to her, and the more she's going to do that for herself. And then she's going to figure out, I always talk about self-love with her and self-care. She's going to know that within herself. She's going to have that own inner peace herself. She's going to get that validation from herself. We practice that all the time. I talk to her about it all the time, and she's gonna come up against life too. She already has. You know, I broke up with her father, so that's already a big deal. There isn't a male presence in the house, so that's a big deal. And she'll have to deal with that in her relationships. And I'm not going to talk about her father because there's no point in doing that. He does the best that he can with her. He's with her now. They celebrate holidays. They have a good time. She feels like she's safe with him over there. She says that he treats her pretty well for the most part. That's all I care about. We'll leave it at that. But she'll be coming up in her own relationships, and I see it in her now, how she's trying to, they're kids, this is just what they do, this is what children do. They're looking for that validation. She's like, oh, are you proud of me when she does certain things? I was like, are you proud of you? It's important for you to say that. Are you proud of you? I always say yes, of course, I'm always proud of her. But are you proud of you? She's like, yeah. I'm like, well, that's great. That's the most important part. That you're proud of yourself. So for me, I believe 100% in freedom. And it took me a while to get here because, you know, I got wrapped up in society's constructs of what a relationship or what a marriage is supposed to look like and all that stuff. And just breaking up with my daughter's father and being pregnant in general. When I was pregnant, I was like, oh God, here we go. Like I said, I knew I was going to do this on my own, and that's okay. I knew I was strong enough to do that, but it's not like I wasn't scared. It's a scary thing, but you never know what's going to happen. People break up all the time. So it doesn't matter. That's why it's important for you to be able to rely on yourself. And I'm not saying push people away. I'm not saying being so super independent that you don't need anybody I need people. And I realized that over time. I was like, yeah, I need people. Of course I need people. Everybody needs people. And I went through the majority of my life alone. I still am alone. But I'm comfortable being alone. That's my baseline. Like, when people think of me or people who know me, they're like, oh yeah, she's by herself. Okay. Raquel thrives when she's alone, and I do, because I'm free when I'm alone. I'm not tied up in nonsense. I come and go as I please, and I plan on doing that in my next relationship too, whether it's a marriage or not. I will come and go as I please, and that doesn't mean cheating or anything like that. It doesn't mean neglecting my partner. It doesn't mean any of that. I have a life of my own, so there's going to be independence in our relationship and interdependence in our relationship. My life isn't going to completely revolve around my partner, and I don't want my partner's life completely revolving around me. Relationships that are like that are super toxic when it's just you're revolving your life around your partner. You're missing out on things that you enjoy and things you like to do. It's okay to do things separately, and a lot of people don't know it. A lot of people don't understand that, and I see a lot of relationships and marriages where I don't want to come down on women. I really don't. I'm not going to come down on men either, but I just see the dynamics between men and women the majority of the time. That's why there's so many damn divorces. What I see happening is that people, they end up settling. They want to get married. They want to post that shit on Instagram. They want to let everyone know they're married. Okay, how stable was your relationship beforehand? Is there a friendship? Is there a solid foundation? Have you guys been friends for a long time? Like, you know what I mean? Do you guys know what true intimacy is? Or are they emotionally available? Do you know what their issues are? You have to know all these things before you engage with people, before you live with people, before you get married. You should know these things. You should know your partner pretty well before you make a decision to then either get married or start having kids. These things are super important, and a lot of people just jump into relationships. I'm guilty of that myself. I have been guilty of that myself. I will never do that again. I've learned my lessons. But there are, and I personally, I've always been like this. I really don't like being rushed in a relationship. I was always like that, and when I was rushed, like when I felt like I was being rushed, it didn't turn out very well because I was noticing red flags, and then I was just ignoring my intuition when I didn't need to be. But we all do that. This is part of the learning experience. It's okay. But what I see with men and women, the dynamics overall, I'm not saying everybody's like this. I'm now in a new phase in my life where I'm seeing healthier relationships, which is fantastic. Again, I don't live with these people. I haven't been to their houses, some of these people's houses yet, so I don't see the inner workings of the relationship. But appearances, when I'm seeing at the gym in general, because that's where I spend most of my time, I'm seeing a lot of happy families. I'm seeing the kids look pretty happy. The families look pretty solid. So I'm at a new vantage point, which is great. The healthier I'm becoming, the healthier relationships I'm attracting, the healthier people I'm attracting into my own life, which is fantastic. So this is a whole new realm for me because I'm used to the nonsense and the toxicity and the chaos and all that stuff I couldn't stand personally, even as a young child. Nobody ever gets used to that. And for me personally, and my one other brother especially, all my brothers, nobody liked it, but my one other brother completely stays away from all of it, which I completely understand. It's all good. But I can't stand chaos. Like, I cannot deal with it. And even though I was wrapped up in a toxic cycle for a very long time, I never felt comfortable in it, ever. But I see these healthy families, and which is nice. So that's going to be a whole other thing. I'll be able to talk about healthier stuff down the road, but coming from a toxic environment, I can speak from experience. And when I see like my friends going through divorces or breakups and whatnot, I see them personally, and I see the situation that they're in. And even for me, I saw who I was and the situation I was in, and my exes, everything. I've seen everything. I understand everything, and just the dynamics between men and women. A lot of the failing marriages and all that. One, you ended up settling with the wrong person. You jumped in, you wanted to get married, you wanted to have a family. People are like, yeah, I want to get married, I want to have a family, da-da-da. Everyone says that throughout their whole damn life. Most people say that. I want to be married, I want to by this age, and I want to have kids by this age. Life doesn't work like that. Stop fucking planning stuff. That's nice that you want to have all those things, and I'm not saying you can't. You absolutely can. But do it the right way, and the right way is not jumping into a situation and then wondering why 10, 15, 7, 10, 15, 20 years, 30 years down the road, you end up divorcing the the person that you were with that whole time and had a family with because they were the wrong person. That you settled on the wrong person. So save yourself the trouble, and really slow down. Get to know your partner as a friend. I think it's so important. Build that foundation and be around them and a lot in all different aspects. I think a lot of people don't know who the hell they're living with. They're complete strangers. You could be married and have children and you're a complete stranger to your partner. That's not marriage. That's not what that is. That is not a marriage. You should not be strangers with your partner. You should know them like the back of your hand. But at the same time, they should be free too, to come and go as they please, to do what they want to do in their life. You shouldn't be holding anybody back. It drives me insane because I just feel like, and now when it comes down to it, I was ultimately holding myself back when all is said and done. But there are people in your life that you will come up against, people that do not want the best for you, and they want to hold you back, and they want to keep you where you are, and they don't want to see you succeed, or they don't want to see you get better because they can't do it themselves. You will run across people like that, and they're just hurt and they're lost, and it's okay. You know, they have their own issues, but you need to get away from people like that. And I'm sure they'll be better for other people, but they're not the person for you. I don't want to come down on people, toxic people. I really don't, because at the end of the day, they are hurt, they're lost. And hurt people, and that is so true. And they've got to figure that stuff out for themselves. And unfortunately, you can't save anybody. But you can't save yourself, so do yourself a favor and get the hell out of that situation if it's toxic. Wish them well, but go on your merry way. Yeah, especially if you have kids too. Get the hell out of that situation. But coming back to the dynamic, I see a lot of people feeling, and I'm not saying marriage is easy. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's going to be easy being with the same person for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years. I'm not saying you're not going to come up against bullshit. You're not going to come up against stuff in life. You absolutely are. But if you're already with the wrong person in the first place, it's going to be that much harder to deal with that shit. What life throws at you if you ended up settling with the wrong person. Do your best to find the right person. Take your time in doing that. There is absolutely no rush. Time is an illusion. And I know people people age. Yeah, we do. We are all going to die at some point, but it really is an illusion. This is just a temporary form, but get what you can out of life. Make the most of it. And it's supposed to be for living. You're supposed to be happy. You're supposed to be enjoying life. It's not supposed to be fucking misery. Take it from me, a person who has lived in misery for most of her life. Take it from me. I would know. I'm all about living now. There's no more fucking surviving mentality, no more lack mentality, nothing. I am living my fucking life the way I want to. I was like that when I was younger too. I always did what I wanted to fucking do when all was said and done anyway. I always got myself out of shitty situations, always came back to me. You can't keep me down. A person like me, you cannot keep me down. I don't keep myself down. Even after my brother died, when I was really, 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 really down, that's when I was really down, after my brother died. Because, I got so fed up. I was just like, all right, one thing after the other, tragedy after tragedy I'm done dealing with life. I don't want to deal with it anymore. But I got the fuck back up, and that's what life is all about. You're going to get knocked down, get the fuck back up, and live. Learn how to live. Enjoy every moment, because life is short. Enjoy every moment, but back on track. Get off track again. But you have to make it a point to really get to know that person, build that foundation, be friends with that person. If you're not friends, I said this after I broke up with my daughter's father, which was hilarious. My friends were laughing at me and stuff. I was like, I would never be friends with him in real life. Guess what? You are in real life. This is life. So if you can't say that you can be friends with your husband or your wife, your partner, whatever, if you can't can't say you could be friends with them in real life, you shouldn't be with them. That's your cue right there to move on. So I was laughing about that. It is what it is. Listen, I met him 4 months after my brother died. I was looking for a distraction. I ignored the red flags. This is what happens. Live and learn. I got my beautiful baby girl out of it. So it was not all a loss, and I came back to me. So at the end of the day, I won, first of all. And it's all a learning experience. It's all good. I learned a lot, and I can't regret it. As hard as it was, and as miserable as it was the entire time, I can't regret it, because I do have my daughter, I have my life back, and I'm happy. So it's all good. But do save yourself the trouble. Save yourself the trouble, and really get to know the person that you're interested in, and see where it goes from there. And remember, there needs to be a spiritual connection as well. If that spirituality isn't there between the two of you, I think it's pointless. I don't think you should be wasting your time. Don't waste their time. Don't waste your time. Really get in touch with yourself. Find that inner peace within yourself, that self-love, and hold on to that. You're going to have to work at it every day. You have to. You don't just say, oh, I find inner peace and I'm good for the rest of my life. It doesn't work like that. It's a constant thing. You have to constantly work at it. And it gets easier the more involved you are with it. It does get easier over time, but you will always have to work at that inner peace, that self-love, that self-care, unconditional love. Unconditional love, you don't have to work at. That's just a natural thing, but in order to be in that place the majority of the time, you do have to learn how to box out ego. It's a big deal. Ego is not unconditional love. I'll tell you that. That's very conditional, and that's where a lot of these marriages are stuck, and that's why a lot of them fail, because they're based off of conditions, and that's not love. That's not true love. So sorry, but figure that out for yourself. Come to that realization, and you'll be a lot happier if you do. But I see with these dynamics between men and women, they want to keep their partner trapped. They want the dynamics are messed up to begin with. Like, I personally feel like when it comes to the formula, biology and the formula, men should be providing for their families and women should be staying at home raising the kids. I don't think women should be trapped at home raising the kids, and I don't necessarily think that everything should fall on the man to provide, but there should be a form of stability, and that mainly comes from men. That's what they're wired to do. They're wired to provide and protect their families, and women are wired to take care, raise the children, raise the families, support the husband while he's working and all that stuff. So the dynamics are, it's really messed up. And that's why you see a lot of nuttiness. Cause again, people don't know what the hell they're supposed to be doing in relationships, but I feel like just with today and how women are, and more in control of their lives, and, you see men are trying to help out more with the families. Not everybody. And there are a lot of guys that still don't help out at all. They go to work, they provide, and that's it. But they're also still miserable anyway. So it's like, why don't you come to some kind of resolution here where all parties are happy? It's not easy. I know it's not easy to work, provide, and you have that constant pressure on you as a man to provide and to have a stable environment for your family. I know it's not easy, but at the same time, it's not easy for women to raise children 24/7 and then also find time to take care of themselves and then take care of you. It's a balancing act. And for the people that have found that balance, I'm happy about that. If people are really being true to themselves and they're really pursuing the things they want to pursue and they have that balance in the family, I think it's always going to be like a balancing act, because things change. The husband might become unemployed, and then the woman has to the wife needs to step up and provide for the family. Like, as long as you guys are good with each other and you're able to balance it out, you're going to be able to find that with spirituality too, by the way. It's going to be easier for you to do that. But if you guys are, one, not friends in the first place, there's no freaking way you're going to be able to handle all that craziness that comes with raising a family and life itself. So it's a constant balancing act between the two people, and people die too. So it's like, you just never know what life's gonna throw at you. But you do need to make it a point to not rush into relationships. slow the hell down, get to know the person, and figure out what's going to work for you guys and your family. But I see a lot of men are upset, and they feel controlled, and then they feel trapped. They feel like they can't get out of the relationship because they made this commitment, this bullshit commitment with the person that they settled with, and then they don't want to leave their kids, which I totally get at the same time. But at the same time, you're stuck in a toxic situation. You need to outweigh what's going to be better, you being happy and seeing your kids part-time, or being miserable in a toxic situation and subjecting your children to that situation, that environment, and seeing them all the time, but really not wanting to be there and all that stuff. I personally feel that kids, even when it comes to relationships and parenting and all that stuff, even if you break up, the kids should be at the forefront of that. The kids do matter. And when I say that, that does not mean I do not condone toxicity at all. If you are in a toxic marriage, you do not stay together for the kids. You are doing more harm than good when you do that. Go find your inner peace, and you will realize that that is true. People make this commitment, which is great. That's all lovely, but they have these conditions involved when it comes to that. And that's, again, if you found unconditional love with your partner and you guys are happy as clams the majority of the time, or for the majority of your marriage, your relationship, your kids are happy, they're doing fantastic, you figured out the recipe of life. But if you're not, which a lot of people aren't, they're not happy, you need to figure that out. You need to come to the realization that maybe you settled with the wrong person, and that it's okay to walk away if it's bad, or if you're not happy, or you're not feeling good, or you just don't feel like that person is allowing you to do the things you want to do. You shouldn't feel trapped. And I think that's what a lot of marriages end up being, like a prison. And it shouldn't be. Your partner should be pushing you to be the absolute best version of yourselves. If your partner's not doing that for you, and if you're not doing that for your partner, you're with the wrong person. And it doesn't matter how many years you've wasted already with them. I like saying that because it doesn't matter how long you've been together. You can sit there and say, I've been together for 20 years. Okay, of those 20 years, how many of those years were good? Ask yourself that question. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how many children you have with that person. If the relationship's shit, the relationship is shit, and you need to get out of it. But yeah, if you don't feel like that person's bringing out the absolute best in you, and you are not able to do that for them, you are with the wrong person. So you need to figure out the relationship dynamics that you are trapped in, because you're trapped in a cycle somewhere, somehow. There's something going on to where they feel comfortable to you too, because it's what you saw growing up, or it's what you're used to, and you might not even realize that. But and then a lot of people realize that when it's too late too, and then there's just all this damage that has been done, and you need to figure all that out. But I know I'm rambling on, whatever. I know what I'm saying, but I'll come back to me. People are asking me, are you dating? Are you dating? I will never go on another dating website ever again. I'm not looking down on people that do. I just had a bad experience with it, and it won't ever happen again. For me personally, I'm not against it. It's just not for me. But I do feel like it's forced when you're on dating websites, as opposed to meeting somebody naturally in like a like for me, for instance, in a gym setting where I can meet somebody there. That's where I spend most of my time. Or in a work setting, or another hobby, some other hobby that you like to do, or at the church, or whatever organization or group you're involved in. I believe in natural connections, and I feel like you're looking for something. You're looking for something when you're on these dating sites. You're out there looking for something. I feel like it's kind of forced. So I'm not looking down on people that do it. I did it. I got my baby girl out of that. But I won't ever do it again. So no, I am not currently dating. I am open to it. but I'm not out there looking for anything. I'm very comfortable being alone. I'm comfortable being by myself. I'm comfortable setting my life up the way I want to set it up now. And that person that I do end up being with, or that the next person that I am with, will need to work into my life. I'm not going to... There will be some compromises, sure, because it depends if they have kids or not and what their life situation is. But I'm going to live my life the way I want to live it, and that person really does need to fit into my life. So I will not be forcing anything. I'm not out there looking either. I'm okay by myself, and no, I won't. I have never been single for a super long time. I'm coming up on the 2-year mark, which is great, but I don't stay single. And again, I want to experience true intimacy, so I plan on doing that with my next relationship, and hopefully it's my last. But if it's not, that's fine too. It's like I've been through so many situations, not a lot. I don't want to sit there and act like I've like run around and do all this stuff and I just hook up. I don't hook up with random people. I don't think it's a good idea for anybody to do that. You're exchanging energy with people. You don't know who these fucking people are. So when you're hooking up with people like that, just random people, it's not good for your energy. So I don't believe in that. I'm perfectly fine being celibate too. Yeah. It sucks sometimes, ego, but when you're connected spiritually, you don't need anything like that. The human stuff and the sexual urges, that's all ego based, and yeah, it's fun. I'm saying people should be having more sex, absolutely, 100%. I think a lot of people are lacking that in their marriages too. You should be having sex. Women, stop withholding sex from your men. Men, do not withhold sex from your women. Figure out how to communicate with each other. If you're not with the right person, again, get out of this situation. But you guys need to figure out how to communicate with each other and have more sex, okay? Everyone will be happy if you do that. But no, I am not dating right now. And I'm not looking either. So my man will come to me. They always do. But this time it will be the right one. And I will not settle. There will be no settling on my part ever again, especially because I have a beautiful baby girl to worry about, and that person needs to be 100% needs to be a positive influence in my daughter's life, and they need to be a positive influence in my life. And if they're not, they cannot be in our lives. I will not have any of that. I have her to worry about, and I want to set the proper example for her, and I will do that. So I'm not rushing. I'm not looking to date, but I'll welcome it, but I'm not going out of my way. So I've got a lot of stuff going on. I'm building up my life again, and all my energy is on my daughter, my training, and my business stuff. And myself. So yeah, you're gonna need to. I'm not saying you're competing with all that, but you need to figure out how to fit yourself into my life, because I'm not giving any of that up. I will never, ever, ever do that again to myself. I will never give up my passions again, and nobody should be doing that. And if you're doing that and you're feeling like you need to do that in order to stay in a relationship, that's the wrong relationship for you. Life is long. Life is short, but at the same time, life is long. And what people don't understand is the freer you are in a relationship, the more they're going to want to be around you and all that stuff. So you just have to think about that. And relationships can, if you're with the same person for decades at a time, I mean, things could get stagnant and boring. But if you're continuously living your own life and you're not with them 24/7, that's a good thing. I mean, you're going to bring more to that relationship by having a life outside of the relationship or the marriage or whatever, and having a life outside of your kids too. That's super important. A lot of people get wrapped up in family, and it's all about family, and yeah, that's nice and lovely, but if you're not focusing on yourself at all and you don't take care of yourself, you're missing out on the entire beauty of life. It's not all about your kids. You need to realize your kids are going to leave you at some point, and then what do you have at the end of the day? When they're out with making their own families or doing their own thing, or they move across the country away from you. What are you going to do? You need to figure that out. So it's important to have a nice, balanced, full life. Work on that for yourself. But coming back to that, I know I rambled a lot in this video. Whatever. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do. Like, I have this course in mind. I'm going to put a course together and get my group seminars going. It's probably what I'm aiming towards, but I'm like, I need time. Like, I just need, like, I feel like I need like a month by myself. I'm just focusing on that, but that's not reality because I have to train too. It's like, I have to figure it out for myself. It's not easy. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not easy doing all this. I'm free as a bird, but at the same time, I've got a lot of work to do, and it's just like, I need the time. There's time to do it. It's just, I need to get it done. And this is a whole new atmosphere for me. It's a whole new thing for me. So I have to be patient with myself and know that I'll get it done. But yeah, so coming back to what I really wanted to talk about, which was self-love, self-care. So I'm running into a lot of people that are talking about suicide, and they're talking about breakups, and they're talking about giving their all in relationships and it blowing up in their faces, or they're giving everything to other people, and what they're failing to realize, or they're coming to the realization that they need to give to themselves. And that's what the missing ingredient has been in their lives. The lack of self-love, the lack of self-care, and trying to find things to fulfill them outside of themselves. I will say this a billion times. This will probably be on my gravestone. Well, actually, I'm going to be cremated, but that's besides the point. But one of my things I'm going to say is people look to outside sources to fulfill them, and it never fucking works. I will say that till the day I die. It is so true. I will say that too. It's so true. You need to figure out how to fill that void within yourself. It doesn't matter if you didn't get love from your parents. It doesn't matter if you were abused as a child or as an adult. It doesn't matter if every single partner you've been with used you or never loved you and da-da-da-da-da. You need to look at all that. Those people are a reflection of you. I'm not saying when you're a child, your parents are a reflection of you. No. And when you are a child and you're in a shitty situation or whatever, you're seeing your parents' bullshit play out. And unfortunately, because you grow up with that and you're witnessing that, you do end up internalizing their bullshit. And it plays out, you end up playing that out in your life until you come to the realization that their shit is their shit, your shit is your shit, and you can forget their shit. But you need to come back to yourself, and you need to stop looking for validation from other people. You need to stop looking for outside validation. You need to understand that you are perfect the way you are. I've said this before too. You are worthy. You are special in your own way, and you need to realize that for yourself. You need to be talking. The most important relationship that you have is with yourself. And when you have that relationship with yourself, that's with God. You know what I mean? You guys really need to understand that. That relationship with yourself is with God. When you have that relationship with yourself / God, because that's who you are at the end of the day, you are a part of God, you're going to realize your life's going to be a lot better once you come to that realization. And once you start giving yourself that validation, start giving yourself that love, start giving yourself that care, that attention, that affection that you've been missing your entire life, and that you've been searching for your entire life. When you start giving that to yourself, things are going to start opening up for you. You're going to be a lot happier. You're going to be attracting better things into your life. You're going to be attracting the right people into your life, and that includes the ultimate partner for you. And it's just, shit changes. It does. It changes for you. The whole game changes when you find that inner peace and that inner love. And you give yourself unconditional love. You need to love every part of you, the good parts, the bad parts, the ugly parts, the best parts. You need to love every aspect of yourself. There's good and bad in everybody, or good and not so good. Okay? people just get so caught up. There's this guy in the sky, and if I do this thing, I'm going to hell. It doesn't work like that. You can have your own living hell on earth, or you could have your own living heaven on earth. The choice is yours. It doesn't matter what has happened to you. The choice is yours. And the point I'm trying to make is, without self-love and self-care, you will always be searching outside of yourself for something that you're never going to get. You're never going to get that out. People can say this, and that to you. They can say you're the best thing since frickin' sliced bread. If you don't believe that yourself, it's not going to matter. So it's important to have that relationship, that relationship with yourself. I talk to myself all the fucking time. People can sit there and say I'm talking to myself right now. Maybe I am. Who cares? I am my own best friend. I fucking mean that when I say that. I absolutely am. I wish I had people. I do have great people in my life, but I always wish, like, I always hope that I would have someone like me in my own life. Like, I wish I had somebody like me to look up to. That's how good I feel about myself. I know that I bring more good than bad to people's lives. It doesn't matter if I've been in shitty relationships before. I know initially, and even at the ending too, even going back years later after the breakups and apologizing, character's fucking everything. And I'll tell you something right now, I have a very strong fucking character. To be able to go back and look at people that fucking did me wrong, to go back there and admit my part in it and not play the victim and apologize for my part in the bullshit, to be able to do that and still look at them and wish them well, that fucking matters. I didn't do that just to do that. That shit was coming from the fucking heart. I really meant it. So anybody that I apologized in the past relationships, I fucking meant that. And I do wish you well. And I know you were hurting too. And I hope you found that peace for yourself. I found mine, and all I can hope for is the best for you. I really do hope you find that peace within yourself. I mean that. I want that for everybody. I just feel so good right now. After just struggling for so long, personally, just struggling, coming up against all this shit, like circumstances that were really out of my control, but being able to battle that stuff, being so fucking low that I wanted to die myself, and feeling like physically feeling like I was fucking dying, I was at the end of my rope, and that was it for me. Being able to come out of that to where I'm at now, just coming back to me and better, being stronger and better. I want that for everybody. I don't want people to struggle. I really don't. I've always been a good-hearted person. I don't like, I just don't like people struggling and suffering. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but just coming out of the shit that I've come out of, being able to do that for myself. I wish I had somebody there for me to and I probably did have, I probably did have those people. I did, because the people that are still in my life 20 some years later, those are the people that were there for me. I know I helped them out over the years too, but there were times I pushed a lot of people away. The ones that mattered, they're still in my life, thankfully. I love you guys dearly. You guys know who you are. But I did push people away. But yeah, I really wish I had, like, I didn't have anybody. I didn't really feel like I had anybody to fucking support me. And to go through all that shit and process that shit, be able to do that by myself. It doesn't matter. That's what you should be able to do anyway for yourself. But to the people that do have supportive people, don't fucking take those people for granted. Love them, thank them, be grateful, be appreciative. Those are the people, those are good people, you know, and I think everyone's good. Everybody wants to be good. Everyone knows how to be good. But you just come up. Life can be super hard. But if you're looking at it like that, if you're looking at your life like that it's so hard, so bad, so awful, so terrible, you're gonna keep creating that shit for yourself. So you just think positively and just know that there's a bigger picture when all is said and done. It doesn't matter if people die on you. You know, I lost my brother. That was a big deal for me and my brothers and my family as a whole, my parents. That was not easy. That was the fucking straw that broke the camel's back. And then I thought we were going to end up losing the other two too at one point because it just got so bad. And then myself too, but we survived and it happened for a reason. It was all part of the bigger plan. I know I'm rambling, but I want you guys to know that, and I can sit there and talk about this all day, but if you guys really do not know what self-love is, self-care, and you think it's all foo-foo bullshit, cliche bullshit, it's not. So I'm on the side over here doing the things I love to do and being fucking happy and having that peace and not needing anybody. I don't fucking need anybody, but myself at the end of the day. And when I say that, that includes God. That is God. I am God. God is a part of me. So we're one. So, that's all I need, and that's all I'll ever need. But I want you guys to get to that place. I really do. I'm not saying that I'm better than you. I'm not better than fucking anybody. I just found my fucking inner peace. And I will never let it go. That will never go away. I will always have to work at it like we all do. But I have found that, and I'm very happy about that. And I want you guys to get to that place too, because I know a lot of people are fucking struggling, and they're lost, they're hurt, they're confused, they feel hopeless, and there's no reason to feel that way. You just need to dig deep, and give back to yourself. Instead of giving to other people, give to yourself. Instead of you're giving to get something when you're doing that. A lot of times you're getting to get that validation from them. You're giving to get that recognition from other people. And I'm telling you right now, you don't need that from anybody. Give because you have stuff to give. Give because you can give. And that's what I'm doing now. I don't need anything from anybody. I'm happy where I'm at. If I ended up living in my duplex with my big ass yard with my daughter for the rest of my life, and I can still do my MMA shit, I'll be as happy as a fucking clam. Making whatever I need to get by. I'll be fine with that. That's fine. I have a system in place for myself, and I know it works, and I know it makes me feel good, and I won't stop doing that. So I want you guys to get to that place, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to help you guys get to that place. But yeah, so I will get a self-care program together. Again, I'm going to talk about meditation. I'm going to talk about being out in nature. I'm going to talk about eating clean. I'm going to talk about pursuing the things that really make you feel alive, whatever that is for you. It's different for everybody. Meditation is also different for everybody. I do personally believe you don't have to have music going on, but you can meditate through music, you can meditate through sounds, you can meditate through yoga, you can meditate by sitting in a damn spa or getting massage, whatever the case may be. Self-care stuff too, I will get into massages and acupuncture and even physical self-care. So self-care isn't just about diet, exercise, and getting your nails done or getting your hair done, getting your eyebrows done, getting waxed wherever. I'm not just talking about physical stuff. That's a part of it. That's a very small part of it. I'm talking more about self-care when it comes to meditation and being at one with yourself, being still. A lot of people don't feel fucking still, and I know that. I could pick up on their energy. And a lot of people aren't happy, and there's no reason why you can't be. So yeah, I want to talk about that more, and I rambled on. This is probably my longest goddamn video. So I'll see what I'll post here. Maybe I'll edit it. I don't know. We'll see. Probably not, because I don't like to edit stuff. Again, I like to keep it real, and whatever, I'll attract who I need to attract. If you need my help, you know where to locate me. Message me at any time. If you have any questions, comments, whatever, please feel free to contact me. And I will answer any questions that you have. Don't be afraid to comment on my videos or follow me on Instagram, subscribe to my YouTube channel, direct message me with anything. I will answer any question, try to help you with anything. anything you need. Don't be afraid to reach out. I will not be judging you at all. There's no judgment here. I have no business judging anybody. And nobody has any business judging anybody. But I am here to help, and I am here to be a support system, a support person for whatever you need. And people are already reaching out to me, which is nice. So keep doing that, and we'll see what we can do going forward. All right, I will talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye.